top secret. We're learning about Pearl Harbor. Okay, here's one of the photos. So the Japanese. The attack was top secret. Right from the start, Japanese fighter pilots had months, but they did not know what they were training for. They were kept in the dark until right before the attack was set in motion. The Japanese military knew about the plan either. For many months, not even Emperor Hiroshito was told. Neither was the mild-mannered Japanese ambassador in Washington, D.C. He learned about the attack after it happened. By mid-November, the Japanese fleet was ready to depart. But how could giant aircraft carriers leave Japan without being seen by U.S. spies? The answer: they did not leave in a group. The warships began leaving Japan one at a time, going by separate routes to escape attention. Eventually, all the ships would meet up at a remote island north of Japan. Somebody pick it up. The route was through icy seas. This made it less likely that they'd be spotted by ships from other countries. Radios were turned off. Now, U.S. Navy planes could not pick up their signals. Oil tankers chugged behind the fleet so that warships never had to stop in ports to refuel. The Japanese fleet numbered some 30 ships in all. There were 6 aircraft carriers bearing hundreds of warplanes. The other ships came along to protect their carriers or refuel them. Look at that. We have a destroyer, battleship, submarine, aircraft carrier. Lots of ships. This is a submarine. It is under the water. There was also a fleet of submarines in the convoy. The submarines were the only vessels that would be going all the way to Pearl Harbor. 5 of the submarines carried midget subs. Before dawn on the day of the attack, the midgets were supposed to slip inside the harbor. They would lie on the dark harbor bottom until the bombing began. Then the tiny subs would open fire, attacking the U.S. ships from underwater. The commander in charge of the ships at sea was Vice Admiral Nagumo. He knew that there was a chance the attack could still be called off if Japan and the United States reached an agreement. His orders to return to the homeland. There he is. However, an agreement seems less likely every day. Washington continued talks, not knowing that Japan was talking peace and planning war. President Roosevelt offered to lift the trade embargo if Japan withdrew its troops from Indochina. That idea made Japan furious. On December 1st, Japanese military leaders met with the emperor to urge him to go to war. Prime Minister Tojo grimly reported, "Matters have reached the point where Japan must begin war to preserve her empire." The emperor agreed. The next day, Nagumo received a message. "Climb Mount Nitika," it said. Mount Nitika was the highest mountain in Japanese empire. I am mispronouncing it. The message was a secret way of saying, "Proceed, attack Pearl Harbor." Wow. Okay. So let's review. Did the Japanese know what they were training for? Or was it top secret? Top secret meaning nobody. Okay. And who was confused? The Japanese. Because they were training. Did they know why they were training? No.
And the Emperor Hiroshito, did he know? No, they didn't tell him for months. After months of training, there were tons of ships, over 30 ships. There are oil tankers in the background. There are battleships, destroyers, submarines, aircraft carriers. Did they turn their radios on or keep them off? Kept them off so that who would not know they were coming? The Americans, because they were going after the Americans and they didn't want any of the spies to know. So President Roosevelt, they were talking about peace. That's why the Americans didn't think anything was going on. President Roosevelt said he'd lift the trade embargo if Japan withdrew from Indochina. Did the Japanese like that? No. So what did they say? Attack! Attack! We're going to attack! What kind of ships did they send all the way into Pearl Harbor? Submarines with little midgets, right? So that they could go attack. And they were going to shoot torpedoes and bomb them from the submarines and the midgets, right? Ooh, sounds scary. All right, we'll see you next time.